Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and also be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet. What on earth are you waiting for? Also, if you are new to the channel, feel free to read this notice right here. Alright, last night games, we have no explanation. We evaluated some of the picks, and there's no way you could have told us that Robert Covington would get his FDP and not score or rebound in double figures, but get 6 blocks. As you all know, in FDP points, I believe blocks are worth like 3 points each. So one block is worth like 3 points each, something around that range. So, you know, he got solid FDP without barely scoring or rebounding. So that is crazy. Also, Kemba Walker had 14 FDP in the first half and ended with only 21. There were some extraordinary performances as far as FDP last night. Let's get back on track tonight. This is the NBA. We all know crazy games like that from certain players can happen, whether they overexcel or underperform. So let's get back on track tonight. If you are new to the channel, feel free to use 90% of a mock lineup we provide for you guys as a base and substitute players where you see fit to get your own taste for your own lineup. Detroit has done better recently with guards, but we like this matchup with White. He gets good numbers in each stat. Morant is coming off a good night. OKC is still shorthanded and have no real answer for him. Edwards did exactly what we thought he would last night. He's been super consistent lately. This will be a much tougher test, but with Russell out, he will see an extended role and consistent minutes. Ross is facing a similar situation, depleted roster and plenty of touches. He scores well, but when he gets more time, he gets more chances at rebounds, and that boosts that FDP even more. Bey, Sadiq Bey, has been ridiculous lately with them trying to move pieces around in his extended clock. We like him tonight versus Chicago, who doesn't really play defense. Michael Porter can't possibly have another poor performance. This is Washington. If he doesn't have a solid game versus Washington, we're probably going to be done with him on the pickpocket because Washington has the worst defense ever. Draymond Green has been ridiculous lately. His assist numbers rival some of the best passers in the league. He constantly fills the stat sheet. Zion Williamson, he's just crazy. His game is crazy. His ability to overpower any matchup makes picking him even better. He's going against a poor Portland defense. Definitely should work out to his advantage. My boy Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert versus the Clippers is a matchup we like because they have no real bigs to contend with him. As long as Utah is this hot, it's worth picking at this salary. Hitter per position lineup. Here we provided a hitter. Someone who performs as they are expected to or better regularly in each position except the center position. Murray is playing Washington. That's why we labeled him as a hitter. Anybody going against Washington has the potential to go off. Derrick Rose is playing well since returning. Orlando puts no resistance with all their injuries. Our hope is he doesn't take the night off versus a weak team. Zach LaVine is scorching lately, doing a little bit of everything to will Chicago in each game. Detroit's defense has moments, but he'll be too much. He's definitely a hitter. Bledsoe is a value pick versus a Portland defense ranked low enough to give any decent shooting guard good FDP. Jimmy Butler is any and everything for Miami. You name it, he does it on the stat sheet, especially gets buckets. Definitely a hitter. Gallinari should benefit from a back-to-back for Boston and a roster missing players and him seeing more minutes. Scoring and rebounds are key for Gallinari as far as his FDP. Darius Bazley was once a hitter for this position, but he has slowed down. This is a good matchup versus Memphis as he had a good game the night before. Momentum is a real thing. Sabonis is Mr. 40 FDP, and Minnesota still allows bigs to do whatever they want. Check what Montrezl Harrell did last night and think how much better Sabonis is. Definitely a hitter. Dwight Howard is here because he's too good of a value pick if Embiid sits. Early game stack lineup. We stacked this lineup with good players from the early games and only 2 players from the 10 p.m. game. Wright has been the most consistent player for Detroit lately, points, assists, and boards. McConnell is playing as ridiculous as anyone. Minnesota guard defense is ranked in the bottom, and nothing suggests he won't continue his good play. Jordan Clarkson went off last game and likely won't score like that again, but his ability to put points on the board makes him such a good pick. Tyler Hero still has good usage, and they will likely have a shootout with Golden State. We like his ability to score and rebound in this game. Jay Brown versus the Atlanta defense says it all. They just can't stop anyone. He's coming off of a good game from last night. That should definitely carry over. Kyle Anderson has been living in the 30 FDP range. My boy Slow-Mo, OKC, low rank defense versus slow-mo or small forwards makes this even a even better pick. Ooh, I got tongue twisted there. Wagner and Tate both are picks who have played better as of late. Look at the recent logs for them. Not popular picks and not usual suspects for good nights, but for value. They should give just what you need. Vooch versus New York has barbecue chicken all over it. Unless New York puts them away early and it reduces his minutes, he should have a great game. Stop what you're doing right now and subscribe to the channel. What on earth are you waiting for? Please subscribe to the channel. Show us some support. Every sub definitely helps us out. Good matchup lineup. This lineup is meant to show you who has the best matchups tonight at each position, meaning the opposing team ranks bottom of the league in FTP allowed. You can sub them with teammates who are cheaper as well. The rest of this presentation, you're going to see these symbols. Be sure to read the definitions for all these symbols, because the definitions for these symbols are going to do a lot of the explaining for you. Feel free to take a picture with your cellular device so it's easy for you to follow along, or you could just rewind the video. Cheat sheet. This is a star player lineup. Star players we believe will have the best night at the position. Giannis wasn't in any of the previous lineups because of the price, but he's been crazy lately. Secondary stars. Players who are not the main star and typically cost less than the main star. These guys produce well and should have good nights next to the main guy. Plummer, my boy Plummer, has been incredible in a stretch of games. Chicago presents no problem at the center. He should be considered for a lineup. Cheat sheet, value plays. Value players to help your lineup with the costly players less than 6K. This is the end of the presentation. Be sure to like the video, comment any questions or concerns you may have. Please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.